Yo, what's good with y'all, man? If you're watching this, welcome to my channel. If you're an NBA fan, if you're a sports fan, if you're a fan of, I typically do any type of content, whether it be movie trailers, gaming videos, anything. Stay tuned. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be reacting to the six most underrated teams in the NBA this season. So going into 2025-26, let me know, what teams do you think are the most, or like are underrated going into the season, and what team do you root for? Let me know. I'm a Warriors fan through and through. I know I'm wearing a Cleveland jersey, but that's only because I mess with Kyrie. But without further ado, I think we can go ahead and get started. Bit of a long video.
I believe these are the six.
I'm gonna add timestamps for you guys so that you can, kind of view however you want it to be. So yeah, let's get started.
Underrated teams right now, and I'm starting off with the Golden State Warriors. Once Jimmy Butler came over,
Okay, Warriors number one. I like that as a Warriors fan.
for the Dubs. Once you put Jimmy Butler alongside of Steph Curry and Draymond Green, suddenly the Warriors looked flat out dangerous
Yeah.
again. To end off last season, they went
Bro, if Steph had not been injured, bro, ring number 5 last year. Not gonna lie to you.
They were painfully average. A plus 0.7.
We had,
an offensive rating.
I think we were one of the few teams in the NBA to beat OKC twice last season. Like, that's crazy.
0.9.
If we had gone to the Western Conference Finals, bro, I guarantee we would have put up a fight.
Numbers that are really quite mediocre, but the second
I really like the additions this year, too.
numbers flipped into elite territory basically overnight. Their net rating jumped up to an amazing plus 9.6 amongst the best teams
Yeah.
in the league. The offense climbed to 117.8 and the defense tightened to 108.2. All of which
What,
are
if you're a Warriors fan,
considerable
what
numbers,
addition are you
but
most
gave
excited
them
for?
exactly
Seth
what
Curry,
they've been
Al
missing
Horford,
for
or
years. Secondary
DeAnthony
shot
Melton
creator,
again?
a switchable
All three of them are
defender,
good
a smart
signings.
playmaker, and maybe
Plus, we got
the most
Kuminga back.
underrated aspect of his game
Hopefully
was
Kuminga
his ability to get to the free
is
throw
good.
stripe. With Butler available, the Warriors
There's a
shot
lot to
only
hope for, but hey,
26
we'll see what
free throw
happens.
attempts per 100 possessions.
Yeah, free throws was a big
99th
improvement
percentile.
after
That was
Jimmy's,
night and day compared to
I'm sorry for talking so much over the video, but it's
they
kind of
were
what I have to
attempting
do
before he got there. And
since
it
I'm
wasn't
making a
just his
reaction video.
offensive impact either. Defensively, Butler completely changed their identity. And then you've still got Stephen Curry, who is easily still.
Y'all think Draymond should have won DPOY last season, bro?
He was better with Jimmy.
He was making a late season
Curry's
push.
true shooting percentage jumped up by 6%.
Bro, I
which is
noticed that
major
too.
league, and he was able to average 4 more points and 1
Yeah.
more assist in the game.
Bro, I noticed this.
The chemistry.
Didn't he have like 250+ point games after Jimmy joined? One was 56 against Orlando, and one was 52 against the Grizzlies, bro.
Those two was basically immediate. It was
Yeah.
almost like Butler unlocked a new version of Steph that we didn't even know we were.
Did y'all?
Now,
Did any of y'all get to
even
see
though the rest of
or
the
did any of y'all
teams
see
basically
Starting
the same
5
as
on
last
Netflix yet?
season, apart from Kevon Looney heading to New Orleans,
Let me know how it is
and
if you
Al
have.
Horford and Seth Curry coming in, this is still a really good team. Their depth chart is now deep, flexible.
Also, Seth Curry can only play after November 15 or something like that due to salary cap rules and stuff like that.
Perfectly around what Steph and the Warriors are trying to achieve on the offensive side of the floor. When you take a step back and have a look at it, the Warriors supporting cast
Did y'all
just
see
looks
that
so
heat
much
check,
more
bro?
balanced this
Like,
season
he just
than
threw
it
that
was
up there.
at the beginning of last. For a veteran team, this kind of extra bench depth really matters. They do have guys who can step in, produce on any given night, and keep Curry, Butler, and Draymond's minutes as low as possible throughout the regular season. And really, that's going to be the key to trying to keep this team as fresh as possible for when they really want to be at their best
Yeah.
in the playoffs. But at the
Depth
end
is a
of
big
all
thing
of
this season. We gotta stay healthy, bro.
He is their swing factor player. If Jimmy plays at the same level that he did last season, then I believe the Warriors.
I think
could
he can. He
absolutely
wasn't
win another
anything
playoff
too
series.
special last season
But
with the
if
Warriors.
finds an extra gear,
He didn't
if
have to
elevates beyond that
put up
and
Heat
pushes
type of
an
carry
Olympian
numbers.
selection,
He
then
was
they
really
really
good, though.
could win multiple rounds and even make a
Hopefully,
push for the
he's an
NBA
all-star this
Finals.
season.
Now, the next team that I think is really underrated coming into this season is the Miami Heat.
Miami?
I've heard almost no noise about them all off season.
Yeah, I
Yet,
mean,
in an Eastern Conference that isn't exactly loaded with talent, I think Miami could really surprise
didn't
a lot of
bro?
people.
Miami refused to trade some dudes. Forgot the name. I think 20. Number two, Haywood Highsmith, Nikola Jovic, and another player for KD. But then they went ahead and traded, I think, Haywood Highsmith for somebody who was insignificant.
Lightly built something that, if it clicks, could absolutely make some noise in the postseason.
I don't think so. I don't think they're making the postseason, but I think this is a reach.
Preseason outing against San Antonio, he appeared to be a real weapon. 29
Okay,
points,
they're okay.
12
Kello Ware.
rebounds, a steal and a block on 63% shooting, going toe to toe with Victor Wembanyama. He caught lobs and even hit 3 out of 6 from deep. The dude looked like a legitimate modern big.
Okay, so they're betting on Kello Ware. Okay, but I don't think that's gonna push them into the playoffs.
Because those configurations showed some real promise. A plus 4.2 net rating and a defensive rating of 110.4, which was in the 85th percentile league-wide. But the offensive side of the floor wasn't perfect. It was certainly clunky at times, which is kind of par for the course in Miami. But even the 114.6 offensive rating that they had might have been considered a win inside of the Heat's front office, just given how defensively focused the Heat usually are. I actually think it's going to be that double big lineup that Miami goes with as their starting 5 to begin.
Honestly, the East this year is wide open because Celtics injured. Honestly, the Knicks are the favorites right now, probably, but don't count out Cleveland. Don't count out the Bucks, I guess. But the Bucks, I'm not moved by the Bucks' moves this season, bro.
Depending on which
I feel like this dude, I've seen another video about this dude, from this dude. I feel like he's gonna put the Bucks in here, bro.
With a left foot injury that needed surgery over the offseason. The team hasn't exactly
Bro, we've been talking about Tyler Hero's next step for how many years now? I know he was the All-Star this season, but
to earn himself an All-Star nod,
yeah.
He had easily the best season of his career, carrying a lot of their offensive.
Bro,
thankfully, the Heat were able to make.
He reminds me a lot of Jason Todd, bro.
With the Clippers to bring in Norman.
You know, the second Robin? Oh yeah, they brought in Norman Powell, yeah.
And primary ball handler before Hero returns. After a quiet
Norman Powell is the focal point of an offense. It's gonna be interesting.
Found his rhythm.
Or maybe the second option.
Points in just 16 minutes against the Bucks, and then another 18 on San Antonio. You can see him getting comfortable in the new system. He's picking his spots, and most importantly,
is that nice? I'm in a Clippers jersey. That's what I was thinking.
Hero's production. He's also leaning on Miami's veteran core while still being vocal.
What veteran core does Miami even have?
And that's an early sign.
Bam, and then who? What happened to Duncan? Didn't Duncan Robinson leave? I feel like he left to another team.
Thrive in this role. He did it just last season with the Clippers when Kawhi was sidelined early, putting up 21.8 points per game on nearly 48%.
Yeah, people were wanted him to be selected for an All-Star appearance last season. By people, I mean Clippers fans.
Going to need in the early going without Tyler Hero. If this group can get healthy and build chemistry, Miami's core makes a lot more sense than people realize. They've got 2 legitimate weapons in the backcourt with Hero and Powell. And then they've also got 2 in the front court with Bam and Ware. In an Eastern Conference, that's not over.
This dude is glazing the Heat way too much, bro.
That might actually be
Can we move on to the next team?
Especially with their defensive identity.
What defensive identity, bro?
About getting stops, grinding out games, and just finding enough scoring to win.
Realistically, if they make the playoffs, it's because of the coaching of Spoelstra, bro.
Ends up in the play-in tournament, I still wouldn't count them out from making a playoff run with the roster they've got. They have the experience.
They better make the play-in, bro. The East is wide open this season. Honestly, they might make the playoffs with how weak the East is.
The next team that I think is really underrated coming into this season
Minnesota.
is the
What did they even do this season, off-season?
Because if you actually follow the NBA closely, you know that this team is legit.
They re-signed Nas Reed, other than that.
To the Western Conference Finals and have one of the best young cores in the NBA. But for some reason, the betting markets don't seem to agree. They've got Minnesota ranked.
I mean, it's because they didn't do anything, bro. They got exposed badly by OKC.
Which is just wild to me. Don't get me wrong, Orlando's fun, young, and they are improving quickly, but that's still nowhere near Minnesota's level just yet. This is
obviously.
A team that's been consistently deep.
I've seen a lot of talk about Orlando. I saw how ESPN ranked them as winning or not. It was like a random simulation, and they had Orlando winning the NBA championship, bro. Like, that's how you know these simulations don't mean anything, bro. Orlando Magic winning the 2025-26 NBA season, bro. I delete my channel if that happens, bro.
With anyone. And it's not just Orlando that probably shouldn't be ahead of them. The Wolves were also behind the Lakers, an aging team with major depth questions. And they're even behind the Clippers, which is also insane given how much controversy surrounds that franchise. So when you put all of that together, it's pretty clear why I think Minnesota's being slept on. But the real question is,
I guess.
why do they deserve
I feel like they're rated just right. They didn't do anything.
The guy's already
Realistically, the team which I think made the best moves this offseason in the West has to be Denver, bro. And the Rockets, Houston, obviously. But then Denver as well.
And he just continues to get better every single year. Last season, he led the entire NBA in
three-pointers made,
and makes, while knocking them down at a near 40% clip. He's entering that territory where every year he adds something new to his game. And the next steps for him to take are pretty clear. Becoming more consistent defensively, drawing more contact to bump his free throw rate, closing games at an elite level, and evolving as a playmaker. If he's able
That's
to
a
check
crazy
those
shot.
boxes, he's not going to be just an all-NBA guy anymore. He would be in the real, legitimate MVP conversation. What makes Minnesota even more exciting is that their young core is still ridiculously young. Edwards is 24, Jaden McDaniels is 25, and Naz Reid is 26.
If Jaden McDaniels can kind of make a leap offensively, Minnesota will be really good. I'll say that much. I feel like that's the thing they gotta bet on.
Under Chris Finch, the Wolves have been able to,
because he's already really good defensively. If he can make the next step, if he even has what it takes to take the next step offensively, he's gonna be good. And Minnesota's gonna be good. Rob Dillingham, I don't think he's gonna make a huge impact.
Dillingham looks like a microwave scorer with that Jamal Crawford type spark, and Clark brings elite defensive tools with real upside if his jumper continues to get better. Replacing Nickeil Alexander-Walker with these three guys.
Oh yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker left, bro. He went to the Hawks.
But it definitely could raise their long-term ceiling. Tactically, Minnesota has always leaned into crashing the offensive glass, a trend we've seen work really well league-wide. Last season, Minnesota finished top 10 in defensive rebounding and above average in offensive rebounds, giving them more second chance opportunities to get easy buckets. With a full off season and training camp dedicated to tightening that approach, their efficiency and late game execution, you'd hope, would only be getting better. And the crazy part, they already won 49 games last season, but had an expected win total of 53 games based on their point differential. Teams that underperform their expected wins like this usually bounce back strong the following season, especially when their core is improving. So, just by cleaning up a few late game possessions, Minnesota could easily have 4 to 5 more wins this season, which would have put them in that 55 win plus group last season. So when we look at everything, a young core, a potential MVP candidate in Anthony Edwards, underrated depth, and real playoff experience,
bro,
it's wild
this
to
dude
me
is just
that
yapping,
Minnesota
bro. No
aren't
offense,
being
great
talked
video,
about.
but bro,
If things break right,
you don't gotta
this
yap
team could go
for
from a
like
quiet
7 minutes for
contender
each
to a
team,
real
bro.
championship threat really quickly. Now, the next team that I think
Dallas?
is
How was Dallas
coming into
underrated?
this season are the Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas
ESPN has them projected to win just 44 games.
Oh wow, really? I guess we're going based off ESPN rankings, but in my mind, Dallas is going to be really good.
Minnesota is criminally underrated. I genuinely believe Dallas could finish much higher.
Yeah, they can finish top 4 seed.
One of the deepest teams in the entire league. And
for sure.
The best defenses coming into this season, there's a clear top 3 in my mind. Oklahoma City, Houston, and Dallas. They all look like they're going to
be of course, yeah. They got AD and Lively and Gafford.
This team is enormous, and that physicality is going to matter. You could see it immediately in their first preseason game. Yes, it was against the Thunder's second unit, but Dallas looked like they were playing against boys.
If he can hold it down till Kyrie gets back, bro, it's gonna be scary. If Clay can kind of get back,
of size
to at least a
and agility is what's going
2022
to make
version
them
of himself,
a defensive nightmare this
they're going to be a
season.
problem.
Early on, though, Dallas are going to rely heavily on
I'm
their
really
defense
excited to watch Dallas as well
especially
this season.
since
Honestly,
Kyrie isn't expected to return until later.
I'm low-key rooting for them
That's
just because
going
of
to put
Kyrie, bro.
A lot of responsibility on Cooper Flagg's shoulders very early. Without Kyrie, the Mavericks are going to lean hard onto Klay Thompson, D'Angelo Russell, and Flag to generate offense.
What about
Which,
AD,
let's be
bro?
honest,
They got
isn't
AD.
exactly the most stable or predictable trio in the league. But that's where Flag becomes the real X factor. So much of this team's success in the early
Hopefully they
going
stay healthy
depends on how
this season.
NBA
Hopefully
ready
AD can
Cooper
stay healthy,
Flag
bro.
is. There are three major areas.
Honestly, if I had to pick, bro,
His ability to be a point guard,
if West is gonna come down to Houston, OKC, honestly, I don't think OKC is gonna be that good season. Because if you look over the last 7 years, parity is a real thing. Now, there hasn't been a single repeat winner since 2019 or 2018, since the Warriors won twice. So, and I'm not talking about just back-to-back. I'm talking about there have been like 7, 8 different winners since 2019. So, when I think about it, I don't think OKC is going to make another finals run this season. And I don't think they're going to win. So, when I think about the West, I think it comes down to Houston, Golden State, if they're healthy, and Dallas. I feel like those are the 3 picks.
Comfortable initiating sets, pushing the tempo after
Not to say OKC is gonna get eliminated in the first round. I feel like they'll make the WCF or maybe the second round. But it's gonna be interesting, man.
Then once he's off the ball on offense, his responsibilities don't stop there because he's going to need to space the floor at a good level, confidently taking the catch and
I mean, bro,
shoot
he was killing it last year against the Team USA Olympic team, bro, in practice. So I feel like he's gonna be good, unless he has like nerves and stuff like that. I feel like he's gonna be good.
Coming over from the weak side to block shots or disrupt plays at the rim. And when you pair that interior presence of Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively, that's just a nasty front court. Those 3 are going to make life miserable for anybody trying to attack the paint, and then Cooper Flag will be able to just rotate over and make smart defensive reads.
Yeah.
Dallas is essentially building a
one of the rookies I'm most excited for in a while, bro. Probably since Zion.
Long, switchable, and physical. Nearly everybody who's going to be getting minutes, at least at the beginning of the year, are going to be taller than 6'5", and there's just nowhere.
Plus, they got good bench players: PJ, Najee Marshall.
That's going to
be
a
interesting.
survival blueprint early in the year because without Kyrie, the offense could really
One thing I didn't understand last season is why they traded Quentin Grimes for one of the brothers, twins. Forgot the name.
After Kawhi returned, they had locked in on
How is this guy still going on about the Mavs, bro?
and then once Leonard came into the lineup, they took off offensively as well, as they were one of the best teams to close the regular season. Dallas has that same path that they need to follow. If they can establish themselves as a top 3 defensive unit before Kyrie returns, which they absolutely have the personnel to do so, then this team could instantly be a problem when Kyrie returns, as long as he's at least 85% of the guy he was last season. Of course, there are some massive what-ifs here. Kyrie has to get back to that level. Anthony Davis...
Bro, he is definitely gonna get back to that level, bro. He's Kyrie Irving, bro. I have no doubt in my mind that Kyrie's gonna come back stronger than ever, bro.
But if those things break their way, I believe Dallas has a real shot to contend.
I don't think Kyrie's slowing down. I think he's one of those players, one of those talents who really... I know he does use his athleticism a lot, but I feel like he's gonna get back, bro. He's Kyrie Irving, bro. I might be glazing, but still. Bro, I knew it. I called it. I called Milwaukee Bucks, bro. Milwaukee Bucks are not underrated, bro. I know this man is gonna talk about some BS, talking about how Miles Turner is really good and stuff like that, but bro, can we be real, bro? Even Giannis doesn't have faith in that team, bro. Like, I'm telling you,
Not the same Bucks that we've been used to. They've got a new identity, a new
The
system.
biggest
and a
mistake they did was trading
game
Chris
plan
Middleton for
that
Kyle
could make
Kuzma,
them
bro.
way more dangerous than people are thinking. Essentially,
Like,
they're
bro,
trying to become what I
Kyle
call the
Kuzma,
Milwaukee
bro.
Pacers, taking what Indiana did
Not
last
only
year,
did
which
you
got them all the way to the
trade away a
finals,
franchise
and
legend who helped you
around
win
their
a
superstar,
championship, but you're
Giannis
saying
Antetokounmpo. They even went out there
you'd
and
rather
grabbed
take
the Pacers
Kuzma over
center
him, bro? I think it was a
Turner to
1-for-1
help
deal,
out and
too.
make that system work even better. Now, Turner actually spoke out about this during camp. He said not every team can just copy Indiana's style and expect success, but he genuinely believes Milwaukee could pull it off because of the elite shooting around Giannis. And
What
he's right.
elite
Last
shooting?
season, the Bucks quietly ranked first in the
What?
NBA for three-point shooting percentage. And
Bro,
when
I
you
did
look
not
at
know
shooters
that.
with AJ
Okay.
Green,
Shut me
Gary
up.
Trent Jr., Bobby Portis, and even Brook Lopez back
Gary
then,
Trent Jr. is really
it
good,
wasn't a surprise.
but he's inconsistent.
Lopez might be gone now, but
Bobby
Turner
Portis is
just a
cool.
full
Pat
replacement
Connaughton is
at this
cool.
stage of their
AJ
career.
Green
So
is
here's
cool.
the wild part. Despite being first in percentage, Milwaukee ranked just 18th in attempts. That was a massive missed opportunity, and it's exactly what this new system is designed to fix. The Bucks want to push the
They lost out on Brook Lopez too, bro.
create open looks
I'm not
speed,
moved by the Bucks
spacing,
at all, bro.
threes,
I don't care what this
trade
man
and
says.
driving kicks. It's all
Mid-season,
about rhythm and
I feel like Giannis is
basically
gonna get
trying
traded.
to
I know we've been
generate
saying that for
volume
like 3 years now, but
efficiency
bro,
using their
I think
athleticism
this is the
and
year.
shooting to try and overwhelm teams offensively.
He
And the
wanted to go to the
reason I
Knicks,
think
which
it
is actually
could
interesting.
work is pretty simple. They're putting the ball in Giannis's hands full time. He's not just the focal point of the offense. He is going to be the offense.
Yeah.
The entire system is built around maximizing what he does best, getting downhill and forcing defenses into impossible decisions. If you don't send help, he's finishing at the rim. And if
Bro,
you
they
do,
should have
he's
honestly
kicking it
kept
out
the
to an
championship
open
team
shooter
together and
or
just
a
added a
cutter
few
going
pieces.
backdoor. It's a perfect
Like, the
blend
Dame
of
move was cool at the
chaos
time,
and
but in
control.
retrospect,
Giannis
they probably
is
shouldn't
just
have done
so
it.
good in those situations. And then there's the depth, something people are really sleeping on. This roster goes about 10 or 11 deep with legit NBA contributors. Now, not all of these guys are going to play every night, but that's exactly the point.
Gary Harris
Internal
is still in the
competition
NBA,
is going
bro.
to be fierce. Practices are going to be intense, and that iron sharpens iron.
Bro, this, I'm
mentality is
telling you,
only
bro,
going to make
this
team
man
better.
has to be a
Just
Bucks
look at
fan,
their
bro.
first preseason
Ain't
game
no
against
way, bro.
Miami. They forced 15
I never
turnovers,
even seen, I haven't
all
even
of them
seen,
coming off of steals. That isn't
like,
something you
Giannis
usually see
plays this
from a
team this
veteran
bad,
team
bro.
this early, as it shows you just how different
Like,
this team
Giannis
is.
wanted
They're
to
up in
get
the
out
face,
of there, bro, this
pressuring,
offseason.
pounding opposing guards,
Even he
and
knows
then
this team is
sprinting the other
ass.
way, trying to generate easy looks. It's aggressive, it's chaotic, and it's exactly
I think they're
the kind of
marginally better than
identity
last year's
that
team,
could make the Milwaukee Bucks really difficult
but
to deal with this season. Now,
I
the
don't know.
final team that I believe is being
Detroit.
underrated
Okay, this one I can agree with.
season
This
are
one I
the
can.
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit really surprised me last season, bro. But one thing I don't like about them is their playstyle, which is kind of, the not dirty, but like very hustly, very, grab every loose ball, put in your 100% and stuff like that. They're gonna pick fights. They're gonna be rowdy. They're gonna be very physical, but it worked. And they pushed the Knicks to like 6 games, and they were really good. One of the biggest problems they had was, their 3-point shooting, which it was, even though Malik Beasley was really good, their 3-point shooting in general was ass. So if they had, I honestly have no idea what moves they made. Did they sign a 3-point shooter? Did they sign Duncan Robinson? I'm not sure.
But they completely flipped the script this season. After a slower start to the year, from January onwards, they went 30-20, comfortably over 500, and finished with 46 wins over.
That's honestly really good.
Turnaround didn't just happen by accident. It happened because Cade Cunningham happened.
Yeah.
Cunningham was incredible last season, finishing 7th in MVP voting while averaging 26.1 points.
Cade is really good, bro. I really like his play style. He was so smooth with the ball.
Game on 52.1% effective field goal shooting. He finally had the spacing around him to unlock more parts of his
He's
game.
criminally underrated, though.
Defenses couldn't load up on him the same
Like, you
way
don't
they used to,
hear
which
talk
opened
about
up
him that
tougher
much.
lanes, passing angles, and just made life
He's
easier for everybody on the floor.
top 5
They
point
weren't
guards in the
exactly an
league
easy
today.
out in the
I think
playoffs
that's
either. They managed to push the Knicks
pretty
to 6
undebatable.
games in the first round
It's
without
like
one of their
Steph,
best
Shea.
interior defenders.
JB and then
The
Cade.
entire series
I feel like that's fair.
and if you watch Stewart over the years, you'd know just how good he is when it comes to defending opposing bigs. Someone that could have been crucial against Karl Anthony Towns in that series. On top of even that, they're getting back Jaden Ivey, who missed half of last season
Yeah.
due to a brutal
But bro,
leg
Jaden
injury.
Ivey, isn't he
Before
kind
the
of...
injury, though, he was
Is he
having
that
a
good?
really good season, averaging about 17 points per game on over 40% shooting from three. Exactly the kind of dynamic scorer and athlete the team needs next to Cade. Now that he's back, fully healthy and cleared with no restrictions, that alone gives Detroit a completely different ceiling. What really stood out in their first preseason game against Memphis was what they did on the defensive side of the ball. They forced
Let's see if
9
Osar Thompson
turnovers
can
in
be
the second quarter
as good as
alone
Amen
and scored
Thompson, bro.
50 points off of
That's
them
what I'm
over
trying
the
to
whole
see.
game. It was intense, athletic, and relentless, and very similar to what the Thunder were doing last season. Detroit have the kind of length and energy to be able to do this to teams, smothering them, forcing mistakes, and then running. And when you've got transition athletes like Ron Holland and Asula Thompson, turning defense into offense becomes a real weapon. The national media is way lower than they should be on the Pistons, mostly because of how bad Detroit were last season. But what a lot of people haven't fully caught on to is just how insane that turnaround was.
Yeah.
They became the only team in NBA history to
I feel like
triple
they're
their win total from one season
a
to
solid
next.
second round
This
team though
year,
this season.
They've got 4 big reasons that they should continue to climb. A legitimate superstar in Cade Cunningham, elite defenders, a clear system and identity.
They lost out on
and
Dennis Schroeder though.
better based roster around Cunningham. This is a group with real momentum, real talent, and the chance to shake up the Eastern Conference. But if you want to see the 8 wildcard players...
Alright bro, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know what teams you think are under. Let me know if you agree with these picks. I'll leave timestamps because this was quite a stretched out video. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time.